Hey everyone, I'm back, yay. This weekend I went to Mamma Mia auditions in Las Vegas. My mom came with me, she drove down, um, and it was great. We actually had a lot of fun staying in a hotel together and going out to eat together a lot and all that stuff. It was good. The auditions went fine. I felt good about my performances. I don't think I wowed anyone. So that was like I guess a little upsetting. I don't know. I don't really get upset anymore. I don't think that it's useful. Um, but yeah, that went pretty well. And then we got back really late Saturday night. Sunday was really nice. Um, I'm in charge of getting people to come to our state choir, of recruiting choir members, and it's always really hard to get men to go, and I had kind of a fun time like convincing the guys that they should be a part of choir, and they should sustain me in my responsibilities. And yeah, it's a funny story. I'm not telling it very well, but basically everybody has a job, and that's my job right now. And whenever someone gets called to their job or their calling, the bishop says the bishop stands up in front of everyone at church and says, so and so has been asked to serve in this capacity, and so has accepted. Can we have a sustaining vote for everyone who will sustain them in their calling? And basically that just means like that they'll help you when you ask them for help and stuff like that. And so everyone just raises their hand and sustains. And nobody was volunteering to go to choir this Sunday, and it's just I was just in the men's class, and no one was volunteering, and I was like, come on guys, I just need 4 more volunteers, let me see some hands, and nobody was putting their hand up, and finally I was like kind of annoyed, and I was like, okay, can I see all the hands that sustained me in my calling? And everybody laughed, but it still like took me so long to get people to just come to choir. I don't know. Everybody like is like, oh, I can't sing, but it's like a community church choir. Like you don't have to be good at singing. It's about praising God and feeling the Spirit. um, yeah. Anyway, that was funny. Wasn't planning on telling that story. What else? Michael Kucera was in town this week. He's still in town, and hopefully we get to hang out a little bit more, but yesterday he got in, and I picked him up from the airport, and we drove down to Provo, and he spoke at BYU's musical theater department, and they did their whole showcase for him, which was really, it was so surreal to watch and think about what I was thinking about when I was preparing for my showcase, and what all the things that I've experienced since then, and how some of the questions that you ask are, like, aren't that relevant, or aren't very helpful, or like you can just tell that by the questions people ask, like that they're really concerned about something, and just the things that matter and things that don't. It's just really funny and fantastic to be a part of that, and to give some feedback and talk about my experience a little bit, and to make some friends, really. Like, I don't have a lot of musical theater friends here because I haven't been able to work since I've been in Utah. Everything is non-equity, and why hire a young, cute white girl who costs this much when you can hire a young, super qualified, cute white girl who costs this much? So I haven't really been able to meet people in like casts in the way that I usually would be able to. So that was really fun to kind of get to know some people and have the opportunity to friend them and talk to them about the possibility of they're going to New York. So that was cool. And it was great to hang out with Michael too. I kind of pitched a business idea to him over dinner that I had to kind of convince him of its validity in the theater world. And I'm not going to say anything now because I'm still working on the business plan, and it's all in the works. It's not really something that I am ready to share with the world, but I kind of got his opinion on it, and he seemed reluctant at first, but fairly supportive by the end. Hopefully it wasn't feigned support. Hopefully he really thinks it's a good idea, but yeah, that was nice. I felt good about it. What else? Oh gosh. I have this written to talk about. Today I had kind of an interesting and sad interaction on Facebook. And I don't want to get too into the details. I think maybe that was a mistake on my part that caused this conflict, but I posted something that I felt politically on my Facebook page, and there are a lot of people who disagree with this political leaning, and it wasn't anything big. It was just something that I felt good about, so I posted it, and then there were some questions, and then some nasty messages, and all in all, I had a former professor unfriend me and let me know, and posted around that we were no longer friends, and it wasn't someone that I was close to, and I guess I understand why he would be against this particular thing, but it was upsetting because I think in that medium, you're not really able to express how you really feel about things, and this particular political thing is not something that I've taken lightly, or that is an easy decision or an easy side to be on. I empathize with both sides, and I haven't ever really decided what to do or how to feel about this particular issue, and so it was really upsetting just to have someone react in sort of a petty way, instead of being tolerant. Yeah. He could have just unfriended me. He didn't need to point it out. I don't know, to make fun of me on his page, or make such a point of telling me that we were no longer friends. Anyway, it's not a big deal, and I don't want to disclose what it was about. I ended up deleting it all because I felt that I wasn't able to express how I really feel about the issue on Facebook. I had never intended for it to get to where it was, but it was upsetting, and I think something that is nice about this kind of blog is that it's good to say, like, it's good for me to say things that are upsetting to me. Like, I want it to be honest, and Michael last night was saying that that's something nice about it, because usually Facebook and Twitter are all about, like, this is my shiny new toy, this is me and my happy baby, this is happy, 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 and we just assume that everyone is happy all the time, and that everyone's life is better than ours, but things are hard, and there are a lot of things happening politically right now that are hard personally. Hard when you know what to do, and even harder because you don't know what to do all the time, and how to handle things. So, yeah, I make mistakes. I don't think I'm perfect, but I thought I'd share that. Next week is just like a normal old week. I'm not going out of town, any crazy old auditions. I'm just teaching and working on music, and recording with friends, and setting up sessions. My friend Brian and I are planning we're gonna shoot a live session, and it's gonna be all folk music. We're choosing the songs for that right now. If you have any ideas, it's gonna be fun. Give us a comment. But yeah, nothing crazy next week. Kind gosh, I guess if I'm getting, oh no, I don't want to get personal about that. Never mind. Okay, things that bug and things I love. The thing that bugs this time around, it's not really so much that it bugs me as much as I'm just very, very deeply sad and mourning the death of Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's so sad to see that happen to anyone that we know and anyone that we don't know. It's just, it's very sad. I've kind of been having a discussion on Facebook as well um, with some friends about drug addiction and what parts of drug addiction we socially accept and what parts we don't, and how to help people who are in that situation and have that struggle, who are addicted to things, or and how to avoid being in that trap. It's such a hard thing, and nothing can really be overcome without love, and that's kind of where the conversation led, that it should be about love and help and making a good choice day after day after day, and how that can be such a burden, that we need to support each other in that. Yeah, so that was kind of my bugged. It's more mournful, thoughtful than bugged. Sounds kind of petty. And then things that I'm loving right now. I recently got the sheet music for Next to Normal's Everything Else Goes Away. For those of you who aren't familiar with the musical, it's a song sung by a teenage girl who has an extremely dysfunctional family situation, and she goes to a practice room and plays a sonata, and as she I'm gonna cry. As she plays, as she gives in to the music and thinks about what this music can do for her future, everything else disappears. And I've been thinking about that song a lot. It's just been in my mind and in my head, and yeah, as I go through my journey and I'm thinking about doing like more YouTube videos and making that more of a regular thing, I'd really like to do a rendition of that, and I'm learning the piano part, and I just think it just makes me cry every time. It's extremely moving, just about how music can give us a release and give us help, and yeah. Anyway, that's it. It's too long. Sorry, but you're all great. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments for me, please feel free to post them. And you're all wonderful. And I will see you next week.